Doom be Vamos Vamos Epicureans. Welcome to the Marvel Epic Collection Podcast One Shot Edition. I'm your host, Nick Smith, and I'm joined by.
Stojr from Stojr Shelf. How's it going, Nick?
Doing well, particularly since we are participating in Kurtis Findlay's Epic Marvel Podcast Reading Club, and this one shot is going to be our brief thoughts on today's issue, which is X-Men number 105. I do have it this time. Phoenix Unleashed. Bob Layton filling in on inks. All right, so this one has a lot going on. The mysterious space visions that Professor X has been having finally comes to Earth, and this is in the person of Lilandra, the sister to the Emperor of the Shi'ar Empire. Eric the Red had been sent to Earth to stop Lilandra from making contact with the X-Men, and he gets the former Herald of Galactus, Firelord, to help him in that mission. We really only get a couple of small tussles in this one, but Jean as the Phoenix really appears to cut loose for the first time, showing up just how amped up her powers have really become. All right, Stojr, what are your thoughts?
So, my first thought is on page one, I'm confused, right? Like they literally just drop you in, and Eric the Red's there. It's like, there's no preamble that, hey, we landed the plane and he's at our house or whatever they're at. So that was a bit confusing for me. I don't know if I skipped over some text there that I should have. And then when you go to page two and three, it's the same exact layout from pages two and three of the previous issue. So I don't know if that's a purposeful homage or Cochran was trying out some consistency in some of his issues there, but that sort of double page splash at the bottom with like the sort of arcing top level stuff is the same exact thing he has when the ship blows up.
Now,
There's maybe more panels.
Stoja, real quick, I had not noticed that. So I've got the double page spread from this issue up. So you've got Firelord down there in the middle, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Hopefully I don't break this because we know my comic viewing thing can do this. So you say we got a similar double page spread in the previous. Holy heck, you're
Yep,
right. Look
page,
at that.
page 228 and 229 of the Epic, the pages two and three of the actual comic for issue 104.
Okay, yeah. So layout of the panels is basically the same, but of course the I don't think our character. I wish I could do both of these at the same time up on the screen here. Yeah, our characters aren't in the same position, but yeah, the panel layouts darn near identical.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it's just
interesting.
the same. It's almost the same panel layout. I didn't count them all, so there might be one more, one less on one of the other ones. But
No, still.
so you get Eric the Red here, and then Firelord comes in out of nowhere. And look, Firelord's an excuse to show how powerful Jean is, right? That's really, why he's there. So that's interesting. But there again, we're yada yadaing a lot of this stuff just to kind of, get to punchy scenes, right? That's what it feels like. I feel like page 251 is really interesting. It was almost like, let's just draw a Star Trek scene, but put the Shi'ar over top of it. It's like one of those old video games from the 90s or 2000s where you'd on the PC, you'd be able to download a different skin and just, you're playing the same game, but you just look like something completely different. I mean, he's literally standing, like leaning in his chair like Captain Kirk. I guess that's Decan, and everybody else is standing around him just like the crew
Oh yeah,
of the Enterprise.
I was gonna. You can't see the screen because of how we record this, Stojer, but I was planning on talking about the exact same thing, so I've got it right there.
Oh yeah, well
You.
I'll let you go get into that then.
Oh no,
Um,
I don't think I have much more to add, but I desperately tried to look to see if I could find the issue of Star Trek that this came from, because you were right. He is leaning exactly like Kirk. The woman who's at the panel to the left there, exactly as Uhura would be sitting there, turning around, and of course, Spock manipulating controls in the background. The layout of the bridge is exactly like the. I mean, not exactly, but darn near exactly the same as the Enterprise. The comparison of this book with Star Trek has been made before. I think Phil Owens made that on Kurtis Findlay's podcast recently about the international cast of this, highly influenced by Star Trek. Well, here we've got another instance of that.
yeah, I think like that's all very purposeful. It's to it's invoking a certain thing. It's paying tribute. As I look at this issue, again, it feels like a lot of filler of fights. But what I will say is, we're starting to get some convergence of storylines, right? Eric the Red has been manipulating these people for these reasons. We're off on this space adventure now, so I like the progress that it makes and where we kind of end up with everything. But the issue itself, I think, is just let's get Firelord in here so that we can show how powerful Jean is. That's really what I think is going on here. But what were your thoughts?
Sure. Yeah, I thought this was another little fun issue. We get some more explanation of Eric the Red, which is nice. The Shi'ar subplot is finally gaining some traction. I do like how the Shi'ar seem to be this combination of the story of the Star Wars, but like in that panel, the aesthetics of Star Trek. So that's really great. I also like just the fun little things that happen in this, such as here I'm going to pull the comic screen back up. Chris and Dave put themselves into the comic once again at the point where Firelord crashes. So you can see that at the final panel of. I don't have the page numbers written down in my notes, but at the bottom of the panel that you see on the screen on the left-hand page, and then at the top of the right-hand page, there you go. You've got the two men clearly with their 70s hairstyles and beards, just throw themselves in there just as Stan and Jack did. Why not?
Yeah, it's 255 and 256. But yeah, that is a great catch, and I always love when they put those little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah. And honestly, seeing that made me go back to the splash page from issue 98, where all the X-Men there, and then you have Nick Fury down in the front, because there was the blonde bearded guy that I thought, wait a minute, that kind of looks like our guys here, and I think Phil confirmed that was meant to be Chris Claremont in that issue with
Yeah, I think you're right.
yeah. So anyway, fun little Easter eggs being thrown in there. But this one, yeah, a lot of action, a lot of beat 'em up. We're starting to get the crazy intergalactic stuff going on here. All right, so any final thoughts?
No, I think it's a good issue. I love that it's advancing the plot, and I'm looking forward to what comes next.
All right. Well, if you guys have enjoyed our thoughts, follow us on YouTube, where we will read, rate, and review a full Epic Collection trade paperback every other week. Thank you for watching, and we will have another one of these episodes tomorrow. See you then.
Yeah.